when you feel other people's emotions to the extent that you believe they're actually your own, like we have work to do. Being an empath, actually, and I truly believe that, is such an incredible gift. But what I will say is that you really need to figure out how to handle it, or it can quite literally destroy you. However, if you can figure this out, being an empath in a leadership position as a businesswoman can actually be an amazing superpower that will just have your career go like this. The number one job you have as an empath really is, and that is so crucial. Hi and welcome back. I'm Catherine Louise. I'm a business and mindset mentor, and I help women quickly age from 35 to 50 to become their best selves. If that is something you're interested in, make sure to subscribe and follow along. Today, I really wanted to share with you some of my biggest struggles being an empath in my career, and I feel like everybody is always talking about how complicated it can be being an empath and relationships. Like that itself is a whole thing and can also be quite challenging, to be honest. But today I really wanted to talk and touch upon the topic of being an empath and being a businesswoman or maybe a female leader, because that can be quite tricky. Just listen to this, because if you are an empath and you didn't magically figure out how to switch off all of your emotions, that will sound familiar. You know that situation when there's somebody in front of you, a team member, somebody you're working with that you are responsible for, and you just know exactly what they feel and what they would much more rather need in that moment in time. However, if that is something that is so counterproductive to something you're currently working on or a goal you're working for, that can really be a thing. However, if you can figure this out, being an empath in a leadership position as a businesswoman can actually be an amazing superpower that will just have your career go like this. So if you've just gotten curious, stick with me, because I'm going to share with you some of my very proven techniques, not just for myself, but definitely also for my clients. Being an empath, actually, and I truly believe that, is such an incredible gift. But what I will say is that you really need to figure out how to handle it, or it can quite literally destroy you. I remember quite vividly, like 3 years ago or something, I was working with a client in a group program, and she's an empath, and that has gotten so extreme. She, at that point, has just gotten out of an abusive relationship, which has made her moving back in with her parents, completely giving up on her career. And that was really a very challenging situation in life, obviously, for her. So what I'm saying is that when you feel other people's emotions to the extent that you believe they're actually your own, like we have work to do. When you are in a leadership position, when you are a businesswoman, and you are in a situation like this, that you feel those emotions, and you're confused whether those are actually your own ones or of the person in front of you. And then you might get confused, like, okay, I understand this person needs this and that, but actually we need to do the quite exact opposite of that. How do you handle a situation like that? The number one job you have as an empath really is, and that is so crucial, is really to protect your energy. And don't worry, I'm not trying to get too woo over here. But as a matter of fact, how you feel, your emotions are energy. And they either have the power to light you up and be the most happiest person on the planet, or literally destroy you to pieces. And that's exactly what we're trying to avoid. Okay, so if you're not trying to believe in energy work, let me give you an example. So I'm not sure if you remember a radio, but if you have an old school radio at home or in your car, by the way, I still love listening to radio, so I'm not sure how about you. But anywho, what I'm trying to point at is that radios function on frequencies. And that is not a thing I just made up, but if you've ever been in school, you might have learned about this, okay? So frequencies and energy is a real thing. How you feel is actually the level your frequency is vibrating on. Just think of it like this. If you're so happy, like you could hug the world and everything, is that something you can touch? No, it's something you feel. On the contrary, if you're really scared or really, really sad because something just devastating has just happened, can you touch that? No, you can't, because it's an emotion. Even though you will not be able to touch it because emotions are not a tangible thing, you still feel it. You know it's real. And that goes for energy too. There are a couple of ways to cleanse your energy. And especially if all of this is new to you, the number one thing I just really love to recommend is actually taking a shower, and as that water is running over your head and just flushing over your complete body, just really literally imagine how all of the bad emotions you feel are just coming off of you with that water. That can really be very powerful when you do it right. Another thing is, and that's also a proven concept by the way, there are in fact healing frequencies that will heal your body on a cellular level, and that's a proven thing. I'm not sure if it is 432 megahertz or 500 something. There are different frequencies for different purposes. I highly suggest you're looking this up on YouTube because there are probably a trillion different videos for all kinds of purposes. And even though you will not be able to physically see something, obviously, just listening to those sounds will do something extremely powerful in a very positive way to your system. Something I used to do, and I have been feeling the urge for month at this stage to really bring this back. I used to offer that to my clients as an add-on, and if that is something you're interested in, please make sure to send me an email or to comment down below, because I really feel like I should be bringing this back. Is sound healing with sound balls. So those are technically big glass balls, and that will, when you do right, make a beautiful sound, by the way, on a certain frequency. And if you have never heard about this before, it is one of the most beautiful things I've ever done. Just seeing my clients relaxing and just seeing how they felt after such a session was so powerful. And here's the thing, especially when you are an empath, feeling all of the things, collecting emotions from people you never asked for, right? That kind of work will have an even more impactful effect on you. The number one thing I would love for you to do if you are an empath and you're trying to protect your energy and actually figure out, especially in your workspace, what are your own emotions? What are your own thoughts? Give yourself the chance to reconnect with your own thoughts and your own emotions on a daily level in order to really make sure you actually know what are your own thoughts and feelings and, the people you're working with. You have to give yourself the chance to reconnect with yourself as often as possible. And, different things for different people. Some people really do love meditating. It's not for all of us. Some people really do love going for walks or journaling. You already know I'm a huge fan of journaling. Whatever it is that is working for yourself, make sure you can be with yourself for a certain time every single day. You have to be aligned with your own soul, with your own self, to really know which one is yours and which is not. When I was talking about how you can really make this your absolute superpower. Because to be quite honest, if you know what the people you're working with are feeling, I mean, girl, that's a pretty big advantage, right? Because that, in fact, will give you the chance to support your team when you already know what they're wanting, so that they will feel so much better in their workspace and their work environment. And we all know people who feel good in their workspace and their work environment will perform naturally better on such a high level. And if you can implement that for your team while taking care of yourself, obviously, I bet you're going to surpass all of those goals for this year. Hi, this is future me editing this episode right now, and I really felt the urge to jump in and add a couple of things that really you have to be aware of. If you are working in a profession, like me, for example, maybe as a coach, maybe as a mentor, in any shape or form, counseling other people, obviously you need to have a real profession and trainings and educations, and having a whole lot of experience never hurts, because it just makes you even better and an expert in your field. However, if you are an empath and you are working with people and you really have figured your things out being an empath, like putting up your boundaries, cleansing your energy, making sure you are connected with yourself, which still is the number one thing you really want to do as an empath, I will say that is such a huge advantage, not just as a leader. And I really want to point this out and give you a couple of examples, because with all of my experience being an entrepreneur, being a mentor now, the thing that has helped my clients so much in so many ways, and they are probably not aware of this, when my clients are coming up to me, or my friends, family, whoever, and they feel stuck and they really have no idea whatsoever what the heck is going on. Obviously, in this point of time, a whole lot of experience can help. However, the most profound change is when I do feel where they're actually stuck at. You know what I mean? When I can literally feel myself into them. And I just want to really point out, be cautious, because if you haven't got your boundaries in place and know how to cleanse your energy afterwards, all the kind of stuff that really can hurt you in a whole lot of ways. Because like, really, being an empath is a gift when you know how to use it, and when you can really like perfect it as your skill, and then you can really help other people with that. But again, I want to point it out, when you really want to help other people with this gift, first know how to use it. Also, I really want to say that being an empath for a lot of people comes along with their purpose, because mostly it is a huge part of your purpose of, what your gifts are in life. So I really wanted to add that I wouldn't be surprised if you consider yourself being an empath, or you're just figuring this out. You're most likely working with people in some shape or form, because that most of the times comes hand in hand. And also, I really want to encourage you again to look into ways on how to cleanse your energy if all of this is still new to you. And the number one reason why I suggested the shower kind of energy cleansing technique is because, especially when you're new to this and all of this may still seem to be somewhat abstract, this can really support you, because sometimes, all of this energy stuff seems to be a little woo, a little off, even though you feeling the things is the evidence all of this is real. And then having something tangible, maybe you want to go for Palo Santo, which is an amazing energy cleanser, or again, taking a shower, doing this, something that we can literally feel and touch, sometimes makes it so much more easy to begin with. So, jumping back into the episode right now. I know and understand from working with my clients that being an empath can be quite challenging. Let's be very honest over here. But what I'm trying to say is that there are ways and techniques on how you can protect yourself I just named you some of the most powerful ones, and there's so much more out there. But what I'm trying to say is not only do you have the right to be so happy and fulfilled, but also you can really make this your superpower because it's a part of you and it's supposed to be a blessing and not take, anything away from you. If you have any more questions about this, please make sure to reach out to me. I love to chat with y'all. You already know. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you so much for watching and for listening, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye.